When you think about global diplomacy, you probably picture stern-faced leaders and formal treaties, right? Well, today we're going to explore a totally different kind of international relations, one that's built not in boardrooms, but by the human hand. I want you to just think about that for a second. What if the most powerful tool for creating global peace wasn't some complicated political agreement, but something you could actually hold in your hands? What if the real connection between nations is literally woven and carved and shaped in workshops all around the world? It sounds kind of radical, I know, but it's an idea with incredibly deep roots. Yeah, when we hear the word diplomacy, our minds immediately jump to politicians and high-stakes negotiations. But what we're talking about here is something way more personal. It's a kind of connection that doesn't rely on formal language, but on the universal language of handmade crafts. And this is about so much more than just making beautiful things. For thousands of years, crafting has been how we tell our stories. You see, a piece of pottery isn't just clay. It holds the history of a people. A woven textile isn't just thread. It carries the values of an entire culture. These objects create this amazing bridge of understanding that doesn't need a translator. And, this isn't some new age concept, not at all. Using crafts as a diplomatic tool is a practice as old as civilization itself. In fact, if we look back through history, we can see these threads woven through some of the world's most powerful empires. I mean, the historical scale here is just incredible. It goes all the way back to ancient Mesopotamia, where crafts were part of the very fabric of society. Then you look at ancient Egypt, where gifting this intricate jewelry wasn't just for showing off. It was a powerful way to build alliances. And of course, there's the legendary Silk Road, which became this massive highway, not just for goods, but for sharing artistic ideas between cultures. Fast forward to Ming Dynasty China, and their beautiful porcelain was so valued that it literally opened diplomatic doors to Europe. And that's the crucial point. These were never just business deals. A gifted piece of silk wasn't just a product, it was a message. An ornate vase was absolutely packed with meaning. It symbolized mutual respect, it expressed goodwill, and it showed off a culture's artistic soul. These objects weren't just decorative, they were fundamental to building international relations. Okay, so that's the history lesson. But is this just a relic of the past? Absolutely not. The same powerful ideas are being used right now by modern organizations to build peace and understanding in the 21st century. Take the Crafting Peace Initiative. It does something truly remarkable. It brings artisans together from regions that have been literally torn apart by conflict. So all of a sudden, people who might have been taught to see each other as enemies now have a shared project, a common goal. And this simple human act of creating something together, well, it starts to break down the walls that divide them. Another fantastic example is the Women's Textile Project. In this case, women from all different cultures share their unique weaving traditions. And this does two incredible things at once. First, it helps preserve priceless cultural heritage. And second, it fosters economic independence. The textiles they create literally weave together stories of resilience and hope. And the results are so real. You can feel them. On one hand, you've got the practical impact. Artisans are gaining skills and resources to rebuild their lives. But on the other hand, something even more profound is happening. Stereotypes start to crumble. When people create together, they share their stories. They stop seeing labels, and they start seeing each other as individuals. And that, right there, is how genuine empathy is born. This brings us to a really, really important idea. Because as beautiful as that finished pot or quilt might be, the true power of this process isn't in the object itself. It's in the unseen impact, the intangible effect it has on the people who make it. In political science, there's actually a concept for this called soft power. It's not about force or threats. It's about influencing others through attraction and shared values. And craft is a perfect example of soft power in action. Think about it. A handmade gift can communicate respect and a shared humanity in a way a political demand never could. It can build connections in places where traditional diplomacy has totally failed. And when you hear the personal stories from these exchanges, that's where you see the real magic. People come in with a lifetime of assumptions about the other side. But as they work together, sharing skills and just talking, something shifts. They form real friendships. These aren't just temporary alliances. They are powerful human bonds that last long after the project is done, rising above all the political noise. So where do we go from here? This isn't just a feel-good story. It's a blueprint for a more connected world. And the most exciting part is,
We can all be a part of building it.
And getting involved is probably more accessible than you think. First, support artisans. When you buy handmade goods, look for fair trade certification. That one choice helps preserve cultural traditions and give someone a sustainable living. Second, participate. Seek out cultural craft workshops, either in your own city or when you travel. It is an amazing way to connect with people on a deeply human level. And finally, share your own skills. You don't have to be a master. Just teaching someone a simple craft is a powerful act of cultural exchange. So, in a world that so often feels divided, the simple act of creating something with our hands offers this profound way to reconnect. It's so important to remember that every stitch, every carve, every pot isn't just an object. It's a thread in a stronger, more understanding global fabric.